Hello, this is Jimmy Mitchell, and we are back with another episode of the Libertarian Uncensored podcast. Let's get right into it. First, we have Socialism is a Prison from Common Sense Soapbox on YouTube, and I posted that, and I said, what did I say? So Dangerous at 554 said, today socialism prison, tomorrow a ham sandwich, after that a beach. And I said, you don't usually get food or vacation time or socialism, make whatever metaphors you want to. You know, a lot of people think if we get socialism in the U.S., it's going to be the Nordic model. Well, I think it's going to be probably going to be more like Venezuela, and that's just not going to be good. You have to eat your pets or zoo animals like they do in Venezuela, so I don't think it's going to be too good, but we'll see what happens. If you have to eat your pets, don't come crying to me, I would say. And, also right now in the U.S., people are much more likely to be in poverty, are much more likely to deal of problems of obesity than starvation. That's another thing to remember, and that's something else I feel like pointing out. So then, next post we have is 7-Eleven workers being investigated for beating down a shoplifter from Brad Palumbo on YouTube. And I posted that, and I said, I don't think the shoplifter would have been charged if he was the one doing the beating up. And I also heard that the good news is that the Sikhs who did the beating up versus of the shoplifter aren't going to be charged, which is good. You just increasingly see that this form of a narco-tyranny, certain people are allowed to get off whatever they want, but others are held to the fullest extent of the law. The people who are like, it's the it's almost it's yeah. It's like they have the video evidence of the San Francisco carjacking, but that's not evidence, and the DA says, "Oh, that's not evidence." But the thing is that they can say whatever or not they want as evidence because they control the narrative. And the party told it's like George Orwell says, the party told you to disregard the evidence of your own eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command. So that just goes how bad it's getting in regards to narco tyranny. Soon, I think, if you try and defend yourself like Kyle Rittenhouse, they're just going to throw you away, and you won't be able to do anything. They'll be able to attack you, but you won't be able to defend yourself, and that's why it's important to get out of the cities as soon as possible, because they have become inherently dangerous places where the law is clearly on the side of the criminals over that of the hardworking common man. Then we have on this day, August 10th in 2019, Epstein didn't kill himself from LPPA on Twitter, and I posted that, and I said, Epstein's death is proof that the MSM says that something. Most people, if the Epstein stuff is proof that the MSM says something, most people will go along with it. COVID protocols as well. And that's important to remember, No one's really is interested in holding the Epstein's client list accountable, and that's just sad because it just goes to show you that Trump was in power when they got him, and then now Biden's in power, and neither of them have shown any interest, and that's just goes to show you it's really a uniparty. They don't really care about stopping pedophilia. They'll always go, all the pedophilias are on the other side. Well, that's the thing. The pedophiles are in the uniparty. They're everywhere. And that's why we gotta hold them accountable. And you increasingly see like, oh, you can't, you increasingly see like, oh, they're trying to, I think, they're trying to normalize pedophilia, and that's something I don't think we should be doing, but we have to fight back against that, and yeah, that's something I think that's important. Study finds that economic freedom is associated with growth for the poor, not just the rich, from Room My Circle Jerk, and that's a link to a study from Swopak. What's this? It's from a Scandinavian Working Papers in Economics study. And I think that sounds good. I would agree with that, yeah. Yeah, I think, the thing is, if you have freedoms, more freedoms is better outcomes. I would agree with that, and that's something people would generally say, yeah. Then we have U.S. set to unveil long-awaited crackdown on real estate money laundering from Zach Ness. That's a post from Reuters, and they blocked me, so I can't reply. But I'll say that I think it's good to real crackdown on money laundering, but they let the biggest money launderer of all just keep going, and that's the Federal Reserve. So I don't think they'll really care about money laundering until they go after that. Then we have Clarence Thomas's 38 Vacations, the other billionaires who have treated Supreme Court Justice luxury travel from ProPublica.org by Patam 13. And I think they're all corrupt, but they only seem interested in going after Thomas because he's, has the wrong letter next to his name, and he goes against the official narrative the most, I would say, of any of the justices. That's why they're most interested in going after him. I think they're all corrupt, but they only are after him because it's what he's the one who they view as the most dangerous in the official narrative. The whole Enlightenment concept of good ideas winning out in free discourse is a fallacy. Human beings don't seek truth as much as they seek tools to further their goals, and are happy to use any number of dishonest or simply delusional tactics if it serves their agenda. And I said agreed. People are usually ultimately self-serving above all else. People don't care about the truth. They care about their agenda, and you definitely see that on social media. Libertarian science fiction, the EOM expression, beautiful chaos, a satirical science fiction adventure from GP Fercy and that's the link to their new book, and I think that sounds interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna read it, but it sounds interesting. I always like to see people promote their libertarian stuff. I think that looks cool. Police arrest autistic girl because she said officer looked like lesbian Nan from the Pink News, and I posted that, and I said, remember, it's important to not let identity politics justify police and state authoritarianism. That is what they increasingly seem to be doing. Soon they might arrest you for saying, they arrest you if they interpret you say something offensive at all, and that's how bad it's getting. We need to stop that. We need to uphold free speech. That's what I think. Then we have sorry, but Newland ends up running the U.S. foreign policy no matter what party you vote for. Began with Clinton, then Cheney's top advisor for the war in Iraq, then ran Ukraine for Obama, and just got promoted by Biden. She was only out of power under Trump. From Glenn Riedel on Twitter, I posted that. I said Trump just had people like John Bolton make up for it. Regardless of who you vote for, the neos always come out and they're foreign interventionism, and it doesn't matter what the position what the candidate says on the campaign trail. It's always the same thing when they're in office. Indigenous lands are choked by encroaching industry, and renewable energy is not much better. Growing demand for food, energy, and minerals is driving human activity into new landscapes. Solar and wind companies do a terrible job supporting the rights of indigenous people. From ScienceDirect.com by International Silver One. I would agree. The thing is, the thing is, we're all about this clean energy, but even the cleanest energy, it does have to take up land, and that's often held by the very traditionally, people who won't be able to fight back. That's why the big thing, is every energy does have a cost to be made. You just can't make energy isn't something that's free. You need to always remember what the costs are when it comes to energy, and that's something a lot of people don't really do. They think we can just get energy for free, and that's not true. Supreme Court blocks $6 billion opioid settlement that would have given the Sackler family immunity from CNN Politics, by Ninja Lover, and I guess that's good. I think I think they should hold the elites accountable like the Sackler family, but they never seem to do that. Yeah. Twitter executive defends report restoring accounts that shared child sex abuse material, not drag queens defending pedos from Forbes.com by ChiCount20. I think that's just kind of another, that's a crossroads from conservative terrorism. So that's just kind of another agenda post. But it does just kind of go to show you, everyone will always say, the pedophiles are in the out group. But the increasing thing is is that people will never go after pedophiles in their own group. So I think that's important to remember as to why that is, and why it's we need to hold all pedophiles, I think, accountable. Trump's Truth Social tipped FBI to man killed during arresting attempt for Biden. Threats Republican organization turns into terrorist, lifelong Republican running government organization from CNBC.com by Chi-Town 20, never cross post from the conservative terrorism subreddit. And, yeah, I definitely think, the thing is, I definitely think that was overly authoritarian. I think he was more of a keyboard warrior than anything, but I don't think we should be doing these FBI raids, and I think they're only get worse as time goes on, I don't think you should be making threats online, but I think threats, misinformation, hate speech, I think everything is free speech, as long as it's speech, I think the thing is that, we increasingly don't have free speech, and I think that's going to be a thing of the past with the upcoming social credit system, and the more and more they try to clamp down on free speech when it goes against the official narrative. Thomas accepted more gifts from billionaire benefactors. Now, new political report says capitalist government corruption on display from Chi-Town 20, and that's from NPR.org. We kind of already talked about that, but I think they're all corrupt. Not just Thomas, yet they only seem to be interested in his corruption. They're going to shoot someone. Michigan Republicans went war in civil war as pool party fundraiser for fake electors from themessenger.com by Kage blah blah blah. And I definitely think they're all corrupt. Everyone seems to increasingly justify violence when it goes with their narrative these days. People justify rioting if the right people are rioting, but suddenly if the wrong people are rioting, it's the worst thing ever, and that's increasingly important to remember. Most people only have double standards when it comes to stuff like that. U.S. Attorney leading Hunter Biden criminal probe is now special counsel after plea talks break down and a trial looms. From Ninja Lover from CNN Politics. And I said, I still feel like they're never going to get him, his dad, and Trump. They're all the same class of elites who the rules don't apply to. And Ninja Lover replied, Hunter already agreed to plead guilty for tax evasion. I said, the elites always find some bullshit way to get out of it. They say they got Hunter, they say they get Trump. I don't know if they'll ever get him, because the thing is that the elites, they always find some way around it, and that's just how life is. There's a two-tier justice system. There's the tier for the common man and the tier for the elites, and sadly, that doesn't look like it's changing anytime soon. Former FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried ordered to jail after judge revokes his bail, from NPR.org, or by Ninja Lover. I definitely think, Sam Bankman-Fried is another one of the elites. It looks like they're going to hold him accountable here, but you never know. I bet he'll find a way out. He was Biden's second biggest donor in 2020 after Soros, so I definitely think he won't serve for long, and he'll be out before you know it. So I think we're going to wrap it up there, and I'll see you guys next episode. Bye.